Sushi.
The Great Wall.
The Great Wall.
McDonald's.
Lots of people.
I like Chinese food. And the second, maybe I would like to think some panda, bamboo, dragon, or bloody red about our country. Yeah. Thank you.
Currently.
I don't know. I guess I think it's like it's big. So like the size and the population is very big.
Inhumane suggestions of population control.
Communism.
Chinese food.
Civil unrest.
I think of like a lot of population and like a lot of products are made over there. Imported products.
Wonton soup.
Communism? Maybe not a great. Maybe a little bit of a negative impression.
Yes, it's okay. What about you?
Fiona Nicole
Fiona.
You say Fiona?
You know her?
Well, the Great Wall of China.
Just a very different culture, weird food,
Dragons and celebration. I don't know.
Sumo wrestlers.
the first thing I think of is the Great Wall of China.
The first thing I think of is how almost all of our clothes say made in China on them.
The first thing I thought of was Chinese food.
I think about it's a very big country and it has very long history in the world and because it's a developing country and the economy is increased year by year and
That's good. That's good.
has very big population.
Population, yes.
Think of the Great Wall. I think of lots of people. I think of bicycles.
It's normal for women in China to go to work constantly.
Yes, now more and more women they think work is important, but sometimes many women will give up her job for the family and for their kids.
If someone's older than you, so like your mother or your grandmother, do you look at them with more respect than a child?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because they are elder and they have more experience than us, so we will respect them. But you mean whether we respect the orders? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Do your parents pick your spouse, or do you get to pick your spouse?
Oh, you mean the American? You mean the parents arrange the marriage?
Right.
No, we don't have.
You don't have that.
Yeah. It's now it's 2014, so it's modern years, and but sometimes the parents arrange because so many women they are not considering to get married so early, and sometimes many women just consider the marriage after 30s. But in China, and according to the traditional, then women should marriage only, and the parents think if you get older, it's much harder for you to get married, and they'll arrange someone to meet you, and if you have feelings with that guy, and you can just develop it, and maybe you don't get married, but they don't arrange your marriage. If they arrange, we'll refuse, and they know.
Yeah.
Can you have more than one child in China?
Yes. Now, just in last year, the government have released the policy, and we can have two children. But for many young couples, and they prefer to don't have a child, because if we raise a child, we'll have spend a lot of money and or education. Just for the milk powder, it's so expensive in China.
How many languages do you speak in China?
We have the official language is the Mandarin, and it's the same like people said in speak in Beijing, but we have I guess maybe more than 1,000 different local language for different area, and I have my own. But when we meet people from different areas, we just speak Mandarin.
Do all Chinese speak Mandarin or?
Yes. Yes.
The first week I found out about religion in China. It was Buddhism. They have Christianity, and they are the major, and Islam. China is the third largest country in the world. The cities, the major big cities, they have Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou, Hong Kong, and they have Xi'an. The ethnic groups, they have Han, Zhuang, Manchu, Uyghur, Hayu, Mayao, Yai, and Tujaya. And the languages that I found in China, the main language that they speak, it's the Mandarin. It's the official language of China. And there's a lot of other languages that most of them they use. The dialects are Kijia, Xi'an, Min dialects, and Gan dialects. And their writing, the Chinese writing system consists of more than 4,000 characters. A typical college student know about 3,000 to 5,000 characters. Some characters written the ancient pictography designs. This is what I found in the first week.
I had week 2, social and cultural norms. Greetings are formal from the oldest to the oldest person, and they're always greeted first. Handshakes are the most common form of greeting towards foreigners. Many Chinese bow and look towards the ground when greeting others. It is common to address the person by an honorific title. If they want to move on to a first name basis, they will advise you on to which name to use. Appearance in China. Conservative suits for men with subtle colors are the normal. Women should avoid high heels and short sleeve blouses. The Chinese frown on women who display too much. Casual dress should be conservative as well, and revealing clothing for women is considered offensive to the Chinese businessmen. Conservative, simple, modest clothing should be worn, nothing flashy or overly fashionable. Women should avoid bare backs, shorts, low-cut tops, and excessive jewelry. Economics and social class. The traditions of dominant Confucius outlook encourage social satisfaction. Under communism, government workers and businessmen prosper at the expense of rural agricultural laborers. For this emerging economy, people covet status symbols such as luxury cars and designer clothing to demonstrate their success, practically in urban areas. Education is mandatory and prized both in the culture and by the state. The communists, within 50 years, raised the literacy from 15% to over 75%. The Chinese put a tremendous emphasis on lineage and family ties. For men, carrying on the family name by having sons is a major goal. Many men, especially firstborn sons, remain at home when their parents remain home with their parents in order to care for them in old age. Even married couples often live with their parents. Marriage, family, and children are very important in the Chinese culture. Traditional marriages were arranged by the parents of the bride and the groom. Many couples never even met one another until their wedding day, but now modern Chinese couples choose their own partners, but they still ask their elders for approval. The elders of the family are revered for their wisdom. They are respected, taken care of, and looked up to by the rest of the family. Many households include up to 5 generations living together, and grandparents live with their children and their kids. The Republic of China mandated a one-child per household policy in the late 1970s. This law often only applied to urban families, while some rural families could get away with having more than one child. This policy influenced how children were looked at, and many baby girls were killed at birth because they wouldn't be able to carry on the family name or inherit any family land. All children are expected to obey their parents without discussion, and parents could legally kill their children if they disobeyed them or refused to show unquestioning obedience. In modern China, both girls and boys are usually treated equally. Many Chinese parents are strict. They are more lenient and flexible than they were in the past. And for gender roles, traditional family values feature very clear-cut, different roles and rights for men and for women. The man is responsible for maintaining, providing for and protecting his family. He is given all the decision-making power when it comes to his wife, family, and other family members. He is also responsible for taking care of and paying for his children, including their education, until they are married. And for females, mothers usually stay at home to take care of the children, the home, and the rest of the family. Many modern Chinese women have careers, but still rely on their husbands or fathers for financial support at some time in their lives. And that is
So I had week 3, and I am talking about the family concepts. So they're big advocates for harmony between individuals, family, and society. The family is the basic unit of society, so as long as the family is right, society will be right. The most important element of the family, though, is the relationship between the father and the son. So the son carries on the family name. China is also known for many generations and family members living together, taking care of one another. When the elders get old and they can't take care of themselves, they step in. Unlike America, we just send them off to nursing homes. Lifestyle and culture, they strive for simplicity in their daily lives. They want to be one with nature, harmony with everything and on the earth, and they really value human relationships. As far as food and healthcare goes, the healthcare, they believe in natural medicine such as herbs and their own concoctions of different natural things instead of medicine itself. When it comes to eating, they like to sit around a round table, so that permits seating of hierarchy, so elders to the younger ones. They also are they're big into rice. Obviously, it's China. Rice is in every meal that they have normally. China is also the biggest consumer and producer of rice. They also like noodles. They like their vegetables, eggs, fish, tofu, which is bean curd, meat, especially poultry, and soup.
So I had week 4. The first thing I wrote about was the most interesting facts we found. I said how long their history was and how complex it was. My question was, if someone who wasn't from the United States looked at our history, would they think the same thing? The second thing was that you could kill your child if he or she was disobeying you. I knew about the law about the one child, but I didn't know you could kill your kid if they didn't listen to you, so that was interesting. And the third thing was that there's actually many similarities between China and the United States. One of them is that we both like Chinese food. The second is that we both care for our elders, but the difference is, like Addie said, we ship ours out once they get too old, and they actually take them into their house and care for them. The second thing I wrote about was the changes in the views or opinions. From what I saw online and from word of mouth, I just assumed that Chinese were all Hello Kitty loving, funky color wearing, unmatching, culturally diverse individuals. I never knew that they had guidelines for work clothing, which consisted of neutral and dark colors, and usually had slacks and jackets. They're actually a lot more professional than I automatically assumed. So what are the implications for better understanding the Chinese culture? Is that you really need to get to know the person before you judge them. You'll be surprised to see just how much you have in common. That was week 4. Thank you.